Hello, this is Len Lindsay at myrogueangels.com. Going to look at the game Rogue Angels. We're going to look at one of the missions. A little bit of spoilers. It's going to show you a map and how things are placed on the map, but it's not going to do a playthrough. It's going to show you the campaign book and how it explains what to do for the mission. Other than that, we should be good to go. I'm going to show you this because I thought it would be useful to see how I go about planning how to take part in a campaign mission so that I could be successful what I do. The good thing about this video is you're going to see a whole bunch of things I'm doing wrong. So you can see how you can have things planned wrong while you're thinking about it. Just make some changes, keep adapting, and when you actually play the mission, if it doesn't work, that's okay. You just keep going, and it's your game. You can make house rules as needed to make it harder or easier. So let's take a look at mission 7A, and the map is 007. 007 is the map, and it's telling us what we're going to do. It's the TS right there. That the TS means team size. So however many people are on my team, that's how many there are going to get placed. So there's going to be Reaver, Hunter, Drones. They're going to be red and 1 through 4. And I have 2 players in my game, so I'm only going to have 1 and 2. And then also another team size one right here, Reaver Scavengers, and they're going to be the yellow enemies, and they're 1 through 4, yellow. And then there's also going to be 1 Reaver Crawler, yellow 5. Now, what's interesting about this, you can pause it at any time and see if you can find some of the mistakes I'm making or bad assumptions I'm making. I'm going to fix them myself, but you can see how I started in my figuring out what to do for this mission. So looking at this, it says players may place up to 3 fuel barrels. So fuel barrels are looking like that. They're a little standee. In my case, I'm going to have fuel barrels that look like 3-dimensional fuel barrels because I just bought some 3D printed fuel barrels to make it look more realistic. So I can place them, 3 of them, in deployment zone, not adjacent to each other. Well, so you can't place them next to each other. And then EBC is the enemy behavior card, and it tells you which enemy behavior we're going to be dealing with. It's going to be swarming attack, and the R at the end, for right there, the R at the end, that means it's going to be the red side starting. So I've got that card ready to go. Swarming attack, the red side's showing. Here's what we're going to be dealing with for the enemies. And here's the map. Remember 007, map 007. Here's the map. And I'm going to be placing my heroes on this map and the enemies the way that they've specified. The little yellow and red and black circles, those are just chips that I'm putting down, trying to plan out what the enemy's going to be doing on their turn so I can make my choices of where to place my people. After I show you what I did, I think you should pause it and then see if you can figure out all the bad assumptions and mistakes that I'm making in this first pass. Okay, so my first pass, I'm placing the first red enemy right in the top corner. And the reason I did that is because it shows the red enemy in the top corner on this map. Placing the pieces are easy in the game. You just put the pieces where they say. Since I'm only dealing with 2 red enemies, I only will look at red 1 and 2. So red 3 enemy underneath it, I'm not going to place because I don't have 3 players. I only have 2. My second red player is down here underneath the, looks like some forest or bramble or something. So on my map, you'll see that same bramble, and here is where I place my red 2. Then the yellow, I've got placed 1 and 2 right here. a little bit above that where that red 2 was, and you can see it matches 1 and 2 here. I don't have a 3 and 4, so there's nothing exactly next to this forest bramble. And then a little bit up, 2 up, it's going to be where I'll have yellow 5, and I'm going to have yellow 5 there. Then you can look at the statistics on these. 1 and 2 have a range of 6. They can attack from far away. They can move 2. So they can move 2 squares on their turn before they need to attack. And when they do attack, that little red star blast is how much attack damage they're going to do. They'll do 2 damage, so that's a fairly significant damage. And then there's going to be 1 shield. So if I attack them, my first normal attack will get blocked by their shield. They have 4 health or 4 hit points. That's red enemies 1 and 2. Yellow enemies, they only have an attack range of 2. They've got to be closer. They can move 3 squares when it's their turn before they have to attack. So they can move faster. They only have 1 damage when they attack, so it's half the damage of the other one, the red team. And they have 0 shields, so me attacking them would be much easier. Every time I attack them, nothing's getting blocked. It's all going through, and they only have 3 health, so it's a little bit easier to take these out. The last one, this one's a little bit different and more damaging, I think. It's got a range of 1. It's got to be right next to you to attack you. It can move 4, and it does damage of 1, and that little symbol after the 1 means that it's unblockable. So your shields cannot block the damage from this enemy. And it has 2 shields, so the first 2 hits that I send to it when I'm attacking are getting blocked. So I need weapons that can do more than 2, or I need weapons that have unblockable damage as well. And it's got 5 health, so that's going to take a little bit to get rid of that one. Now, it said that's where I was supposed to place them. It says I can place the oil barrels, the old fuel barrels, 3 of them. So I'm looking on this map, and I'll explain how I did this. I thought I'd place 1 on that corner, 1 on that corner, and 1 over here, because when you blow up a fuel barrel, it'll have 3 damage to anything that's adjacent to it, as long as it's not blocked by walls. So these 2 are adjacent to it. I put that there. So the other thing, it says where to place the team. This huge area, this whole area here is for the team. That's where my team starts. So I have a huge amount of space that I can decide where to put my team. I have a team of 2 people. And in my first pass, I was thinking I could put Laelia right here. And my other guy is Memnon. I was thinking of putting him over here. Now on this map, it's not really a spoiler, but it's an explanation. You can see the red lines are the walls. Here you see that there's actually a diagonal wall. So a character, a hero, or an enemy cannot be on that square because it's only half there. And the designer said to look for that little dot in the middle of the squares. If you don't see a little dot, it can't move there. I was thinking you could put a barrel there. That's why I put a barrel over here. And let's see the other thing. Oh, these little double dashed yellow lines, those are windows. You can shoot through them and they can shoot you through them, but you can't actually walk through them. So they're going to block you from movement, but not block you from being hit or from attacking from behind them. So that explains those. These little circles and chips, I'm trying to decide. This character over here, this enemy, he can move 2. So I was thinking the first time he'd move would be there, the next time there. I was trying to see if I could get him to move off to the side, maybe aiming towards this hero. so that they all don't gang up on me down here. Um, this yellow one, this yellow circle right here, that's how far this one can move, this yellow number 5, because it can move 4 squares. Remember, when you're doing your planning, that only 2 of each color enemy get to be activated when it's the enemy's turn. So if yellow 1 and yellow 2 are still alive and on the map, this yellow 5 will not move or attack at all. It only will get to move and attack if I destroy one or both of these first. So take that into consideration. You may want to avoid completely wiping out these 2 because it will activate that one. But that's up to you making your strategy. Here's another red circle that's going to show when this one starts moving where it's going to move. Pretty soon, well, I think you could pause it now if you want to try to see things that I did wrong. I'll let you pause it. Okay, I'm going to start explaining because you're back watching the video again. Now, I was planning this as if the enemy was going first, because the enemy always goes first after a mission update. However, this was not a mission update. This was the initial mission. The update comes later, and I'm not going to look ahead because you're not supposed to know what's going to happen next. So my plans are first shot because I planned that the enemy was going to move first, and actually I'm going to move first. So my plan was, since the enemy got to move first, I had different things I was planning. Let's see if I can change things around here. So now the first mistake I made is this barrel is outside of the deployment zone. I placed it wrong. I have to place it within the team area, which is the deployment zone, and I had placed it several squares outside of that area. So that one is going to have to be moved. So let's see, that one's going to have to move someplace else. The other mistake was, if I'm going first, I might like to shoot out this yellow 5 person or that red 1 as a long distance shot from the window here. I can shoot 7 squares. I have a weapon that can shoot 7 squares but only deal 1 damage. That's not going to be that helpful, especially shooting against someone with shields. That's going to get blocked. That's with Memnon, but Elia's got a card that does an unblockable 3, and if I do it at my first move, it'll do 4. That's exactly what I need to take out that corner guy for. I also might want to try to shoot at number 5 to take that person out, because they're pretty dangerous, except number 1 is blocking my shot if I shoot from over here. The other problem I got is this one is red number 1. And red number 1, according to the enemy behavior, is going to move towards the nearest player. So in order for me to get him to not move down towards the bottom of the map, like going across like this, towards this person, is that person, my hero, needs to be closer to him than the hero here. So I'm thinking I might change things around, and I'll put my person here that has the unblockable damage with long shots. Maybe they can shoot at different things here. Let's see if I can figure that out. They have also another weapon that will deal, here if I can get it to focus, 2 damage to an enemy within 4. And you can see that it's got 0 dice to enhance that 2. The 2 is enhanceable by dice, but starts with 0. If I would use one of my blue or yellow tokens, I can add a dice, which will hopefully get me more damage. And Viola is starting with, here we go, two yellow tokens, no blue ones. So yellow, I can spend one of those tokens and add a dice to this weapon, which might bump it up to a 3 or a 4. If it bumps it up to a 3, then that weapon could take out number 1, and that would clear the way to do a shot towards the other one from here. I'm going to show you one other thing I have that I use. It's a laser pointer. It's called a target lock laser line, and it's by Army Painter. I had this for a while. I got it way back when I first got the game, was months ago, when I got the prototype, which this is still a prototype. But when I was reading about it now, on the bottom, I noticed that this is being produced by the Army Painter, who is in Denmark. Same location, Denmark, same country. Rogue Angels is coming from Denmark as well. It's also packed in Denmark. I can put links to it under the video. So how this laser pointer will work is if I'm trying to see how things will happen, if I can aim my pointer. Can I do this? So you can see how it can tell you if I'm hitting, if I'm getting blocked or not, if I can go from one spot to another. So I can match up what's going on. So I can take, if I shoot out 1 and it's gone. So let's say I shoot that out first from this spot. Now I can look at this. You have to match the dots. Remember, the dots are what's important. Whoa. Can you see this? I'm getting a lineup between dots, and it looks like I'm gonna be able to make it right at this corner. So the way I'm going to interpret it is that if this line comes right at that corner, it's not being blocked, and it's going to go straight out to here. I think I might be wrong, because going straight out would end up here. This one's a little bit angled up, so it possibly might be blocked here. I'm going to have to look at that. These barrels, I'm not going to be able to put, I don't think it was valid to put them here. I'm going to put them someplace else. So I could put them, I'm going to leave this up for part 2 video. I'm going to have to replace this character here, maybe a little bit closer, but still out of range, because their range is 6. So if they move 2 right to here, if they move 2 there, they won't be able to hit me here because they'll be blocked. I can show this. Let's see if I can show that. And there, it's getting blocked coming at me. It's getting blocked right here. So it would be, I'd be safe there. Once he starts moving towards me and gets into this other area, I could move a little bit further away to keep out of his range, and maybe move behind this bushes, jungle, bramble, which has a red line around it, because he can't shoot at me when I'm back there. It's a little bit too far from him right now. It would be farther than going towards the enemy. I mean, towards my hero that's here. So I got to get him moving first before I go hide there. Okay, this is a look at Mission 7 using map 007 of Rogue Angels. Just to look at how I kind of plan through my missions and some of the mistakes I make as I do my first thoughts and first pass. This has been Len Lindsay at myrogueangels.com. Thank you.